Detailed case summary. Case citation. Global Processed Systems Inc. and another v. CICAT Tackle Malaysia Berhad 2011 UKSC 5 Court. Supreme Court of the United Kingdom Judges Lord Phillips, Lord Mance, Lord Kerr, Lord Clark and Lord Seville. Background facts. Claimant Global Processed Systems Inc. and others. The insured defendant CICAT Tackle Malaysia Berhad. The insurer. The case involves a mobile offshore production unit MOPU named the Cendor MOPU, which was being transported from Galveston, Texas, to Malaysia. The MOPU had been converted from a jack-up rig to a floating production unit before the voyage. During the transportation, the three legs of the MOPU were lost due to fatigue cracking. Argument. The core issue in this case was whether the loss of the MOPU's legs was due to a peril of the sea, which would be covered under the marine insurance policy, or due to an inherent vice, which would not be covered. Claimant's argument. The claimants argued that the loss was caused by a peril of the sea, namely the heavy weather encountered during the voyage, and they contended that the fatigue cracking, which ultimately led to the loss of the legs, was exacerbated by the harsh marine conditions. Defendant's argument. The defendants contended that the loss was due to an inherent vice in the MOPU's legs. They argued that the fatigue cracking was a result of the inherent weaknesses in the material or design of the legs, which caused them to fail during the voyage. As such, the insurer claimed the loss was not covered under the policy. Final outcome. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of the claimants, holding that the loss of the MOPU's legs was caused by a peril of the sea, not an inherent vice. The court found that although the legs had inherent weaknesses, the immediate cause of their loss was the rough sea conditions encountered during the voyage, which fell within the scope of perils covered by the insurance policy. Law justification. Proximate cause. The court determined that the proximate cause of the loss was the heavy weather, which constitutes a peril of the sea under the Marine Insurance Act 1906. Peril of the sea versus inherent vice. The court distinguished between a peril of the sea, which includes external forces acting on the vessel, and inherent vice, which pertains to internal defects or weaknesses. While the legs of the MOPU had inherent weaknesses, the heavy weather was the immediate and dominant cause of the damage. Policy interpretation. The court emphasized the need to interpret the terms of the insurance policy in a manner consistent with commercial practicality and the expectations of the parties. It concluded that the policy intended to cover losses from external marine risks, which were the direct cause of the damage in this case. Key concept implications of the case. Definition of peril of the sea. The case clarified the distinction between perils of the sea and inherent vice, emphasizing the external forces causing damage during a voyage are covered under marine insurance policies. Proximate cause. In insurance claims, it underscored the importance of identifying the proximate cause of loss in insurance disputes, guiding future interpretations of similar cases. Commercial practicality. The decision highlighted the court's approach to interpreting insurance policies in a commercially practical way, aligning with the expectations of the contracting parties. Key learnings. Understand the distinction between perils of the sea and inherent vice in marine insurance. Recognize the importance of proximate cause in determining insurance coverage. Appreciate the role of commercial practicality in judicial interpretations of insurance contracts.